I'm Amy Cherry. This local news is a service of Flagler County's Toyota dealer, Beaver Toyota, here to wow ya. One of the men on board a single-engine plane that went down in Plantation Bay in 2016 is wondering why investigators couldn't come up with more concrete answers as to why the plane crash happened. Peter Killeen has his reaction.
Joel Fallon was on board the Beech 36 single-engine craft with Josh Rosa on that day for a short hop from the Flagler County Airport to DeLand. He's not happy that nearly 2 years later, the NTSB findings on the events that happened just minutes into the flight were inconclusive.
We were one of the only few live people who actually told them the cable has snapped. We had no control. We were able to turn back, and we weren't able to get the ailerons to work at all. So with that, they should have known that there was a problem with the plane.
Fallon and Rosa are both experienced pilots, and Fallon's concern is that there may be a design flaw with the plane that contributed to this crash and others.
To me, what is a human life worth? How many more planes are going to have to crash before they realize, hey, we need to do an AD, which is a thing where they check the plane's mechanics to make sure that they don't have a problem with their cable stressing or anything like that.
While both survived, Fallon says he and Rosa did suffer extensive injuries, and Fallon is resisting suggestions from doctors to amputate his left leg from below the knee. For Flagler's Morning News, I'm Peter Killeen.
This portion of Flagler's Morning News brought to you by the Daytona Beach International Airport, Sunwing Airlines nonstop to Toronto, and starting in May, nonstop flights to New York City via American Airlines.
Flagler Beach City Manager Larry Newsom met with Governor Ron DeSantis in Tallahassee. He's seeking more than $1 million to improve the city's wastewater treatment plant.
The plant's not in bad shape at all. Can it be better? Absolutely. My goal is to get us to status quo right now to better take care of what we have today. Now, has that been ignored? There's no nice way to say it. Yes, it's been ignored. You should have a steady increase each and every year to take care of your wastewater. And what you see above ground is only one part of it.
Newsom says State Rep Paul Renner and State Senator Travis Hudson have done a great job putting this funding request at the top of the list, but he acknowledges they've still got a long way to go.
This is the first hurdle. Am I optimistic about getting 100% of the funding? Well, we'll see. It still has to go through the floor. Final hurdles go across the governor's desk, that's why I'm meeting with him and his staff, because when it comes across his desk, I don't want it to get vetoed, and we've seen that happen before under Governor Scott.
How does funding Visit Florida really affect the numbers of those who do visit Florida?
Flagler County Tourism Director Matthew Dunn said that more dollars means more tourists.
As the funding has increased, so too has our visitation from out of state.
Dunn said that while in-state visitors are important, Florida garners more dollars from those who come from across the country, including the cold, snowy north, to bask in some sun in the dead of winter. Dunn said that if the funding amount drops, it may take some time for the advertising to go away, but he said it would go away. Dunn said Florida does have some competition for visitors and their dollars.
California, Texas, European countries, they're chomping at the bit right now. They've been monitoring everything that's been happening in the state of Florida for the past few years. They absolutely don't want the competition in the marketplace.
Dunn said that while Florida wants the out-of-state tourists and their dollars, those others want them as well. He said that's why the state needs to keep up the Visit Florida dollars. Tomorrow, where do the legislators stand on specific dollar amounts for Visit Florida funding? From the WNZF Newsroom, I'm Deb Albertson.
In Palm Coast, sections of Rickenbacker Drive between Royal Palms Parkway and Riviera Drive will be closed during daytime hours today through Friday to allow Florida Power and Light to install more concrete power poles. The work zone will start near the intersection of Rickenbacker and Royal Palms today, then shift toward Riviera as the week goes on. There will be no through traffic during the project. A detour will be provided. From the WNZF Newsroom, I'm Rich Carroll.
It's called Hoods for Heroes, and it's all about reducing cancer risks for firefighters. The program is being boosted by a donation from the Rotary Club of Flagler County. Tony Magoo has more.
Many people have no idea of the cancer risks there are for firefighters, including Rotary Club of Flagler County President Cindy Keel Evans. Her first husband, the father of her daughters, was diagnosed with stage 3 brain cancer after 25 years as a firefighter at Cape Kennedy. Jeff Roundtree, Hoods for Heroes co-founder, gave a presentation yesterday at the Emergency Operations Center, and firefighter representatives from the Flagler County and Flagler Beach departments gathered to receive made new protective hoods that will block almost all of the harmful chemicals firefighters encounter from getting into the pores around their neck and head. They also got help from Jeff Evans, State Farm Agency of Palm Coast, and State Farm Corporate. We're excited now every firefighter in Flagler County is going to be protected with these special hoods, Evans said. For Flagler's Morning News, I'm Tony Magoo.
And now you're up to date on Flagler's Morning News. I'm Amy Cherry.